Hi you guys, get on up in here, get on up in here. I have one question. Are your panicle hydrangeas looking like these right here in full luxurious bloom? These are hydrangea strawberry shake. They are a Monrovia hydrangea. I absolutely love them. Monrovia actually sent me out 3 of these strawberry shake hydrangeas in 2020. So we're in 2023 now, and this is how amazing these hydrangeas fill out. I don't want to mess them up. Meaning that I already have to battle with the rain. When it rains, it automatically gets hot, and sometimes what that'll do to your foliage, depends on where you're from, I say foliage, and it'll burn your foliage, but then it'll also sometimes come in and it'll burn your blooms. So I have my fountain here off because I want to make some upgrades to my fountain. So this is a 4-tier fountain. I've had this fountain as part of my fountain arsenal for maybe 13, 14 years. I cannot keep track. It might be 12. 11, I don't know. The problem is every time one of these spouts come out here, here's what the spouts look like. We have to always go and replace them. Now, the place where I normally get these spouts from is closed. They closed down. They're not operational. These were like $8 a spout. So I think that instead of spending $8 a spout, I can go ahead and come up with a cheaper solution, but we're going to have to take a trip to Lowe's. In addition to fixing the fountain, I also want to address this evergreen over here. So let's go look at that. This is an Alberta Spruce spiral, and actually I should have gotten here and trimmed this spiral out before I underplanted with my Super Tunia Bordeaux and then my green apple verbena. To the point now where I didn't trim it up last year. I want to come in and I want to trim this up because this is actually a spiral. Start now to give it a little bit of reprieve from the sun. I want to start shaping this into a ball at the top there. This is where I want to train my spiral to stop, and then all this will be a ball. Now, if you look here, you can see that this is going to eventually Y off. Now, I can come in and I can cut this branch right here off, but if I do that, then it's separated like into 2. So I am going to do some more shaping with this, but we'll readdress it in the fall. Okay, now we'll spray our wilt-proof on it. This is a half of a frost cloth. I'm going to fold this up because I'm going to show you how I protect my evergreens from burn when I have to trim them mid-season, or if we're going to have a shift in temperatures. I'm going to show you how to protect yours to prevent it from getting burned, okay? I will leave frost cloth in place for about 1 to 2 days. It just all depends. We are supposed to be getting up to 100 degrees today. That is totally insane because, honey, spring took its time getting on up out of here. So let's go ahead and head to Lowe's so we can get this fountain going. Yes. Hey. Here's the copper coil. Now it's best to bend the copper while it's already long, because if you wait till you cut it short, more than likely you're going to need some type of tool to bend metal. And I'm one of those ones that believe if I don't have to buy a tool, I'm not going to. So I'm just kind of just coming in and I'm just bending this around more into a coil, a spring rather. So when my spouts come out, the water will shoot down into the fountain versus shooting out of the fountain. Check, 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 check. I checked everything off my list that I set out to do in my garden. First, start these mundane tasks in your garden. It can certainly feel overwhelming, but if you take your time, you chip off at them, just like I did in my garden. I did not want to be out here in 100-degree weather with a sweatshirt on. Also did not want to feel like the roughness of the Alberta spruce. Same thing with the fountain. I didn't want to necessarily brush up against the fountain. So I just kept my sweatshirt on and I worked through it, get everything done. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room here is the Alberta spruce that has this frost cloth on it. Is it an eyesore? Absolutely. Will people be wondering why is it here? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I would rather have a frost cloth out here than have a burnt up Alberta spruce for the season. Out to here. Now I know y'all seen when I pulled that brick out. I know y'all seen when I pulled that brick up out of there. And the reason why I had the brick on there was because when we had the fountain running, the fountain kept coming detached from the tubing that's in there. Easy fix. I went in and I changed out the clamp that's on there. But what's going to happen is this fountain is going to have to be serviced this year. Just means that we're going to have to take the fountain completely down. I'm not going to be taking it down. I mean, I'm going to be helping with the fountain, but it's going to take multiple hands in order to lift the fountain up and separate this fountain, and it's going to have to be serviced. My water, sometimes I will start with fresh water from the beginning. A lot of times I don't start with fresh water, and this is the reason why. Once you put your chlorine in your water, and I know it's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying don't use chlorine, so let's get back on subject. As the water starts to cycle out, the water will become clear, okay? The copper pieces that's inside of the fountain, they will start to get their patina on top of them, just like the other pieces, and it won't take long at all. I could have came in and placed all new copper pieces in there, but I'm okay with it looking like that. It doesn't bother me one bit. I have a trip coming up, and what I was going to do was I was going to take one of the copper spouts with me and try to see if any of the nurseries out of town actually had matching spouts to go with them. I'm so glad I sat down and I troubleshooted, I brainstormed this. All it is copper tubing, so the only thing I have to do is find the exact match. I thought that I was going to have to go to Lowe's more than one time in order to get the matching spout the right size, but I'm so glad I eyed that down to a T, baby. Drop down in the comment box. Let me know, what are you doing in your gardens? I would love to hear about it.